Mu Tianyuan, elder brother of the Incense Pavilion, stood dominant as he addressed Qi Haoqing, who had been forced into a disadvantage. Qi Haoqing, surrender. Without the 4 heavenly clans of the Xuanling royal family, you're nothing more than scattered sand, unable to form any significant threat. Mu Tianyuan, don't celebrate too soon. The outcome is still uncertain. Qi Haoqing roared defiantly, but the veins bulging on his forehead betrayed his anxiety. Previously, when Xiao Yan and members of the Xuanling royal family entered the sacred flameland, a fierce battle erupted just outside the sacred flame hall between them and the 7 from the Incense Pavilion's Heaven Hall. Yet, as time passed, the victor was becoming apparent. The 7 from Heaven Hall were undeniably powerful, with their combined might reaching beyond mid-7-star Do D. Their elder brother had even achieved perfect 7-star Do Emperor status, just a step away from becoming an 8-star Do D. In contrast, Qi Haoqing and his companions were considerably weaker. That they held out this long was impressive. You've won, let us go. Qi Hao's expression was grim. He realized that even invoking the blood curse within him wouldn't enable victory against Heaven Hall 7, especially since they were only 5, and none could match Mu Tianyuan individually. Haha, let you go? Are you joking? Last time, our Incense Pavilion suffered heavy losses. This time, your Xuanling royal family will repay every bit. Mu Tianyuan finished, his body radiating a fiery life force. A wave of overwhelming battle intent surged forth. These scum, when our great clan returns, will ensure you face the worst possible fate. Qi Haoqing threatened, harnessing radiant Do Qi in a defensive attempt against Mu Tianyuan. Elder brother. The other Heaven Hall members chorused anxiously, noticing Mu Tianyuan's sinister expression for fear he might lose control. Don't worry, I'm fine. But this time, I'll settle the past score. Mu Tianyuan sighed, closing his eyes slightly. Suddenly, a terrifying aura erupted from him, tinged with streaks of blackness eerily resembling the aura of death. Death's power? Incredible. He's touched the threshold of an 8-star Do D in an instant, observed Qi Haoqing, his face ashen. Mu Tianyuan's strength was already formidable, and this development spelled certain doom for them. Everyone with me, to slay the Incense Pavilion disciples. Despite knowing their odds, Qi Haoqing believed they could at least fight the Heaven Hall's leader. Kill, kill, kill. The 4 Xuanling royal family warriors flinched, realizing their dire situation. Heaven-scorching mantra. Mu Tianyuan's eyes shone with intense battle intent upon seeing Qi Haoqing's defiance. An indescribable powerful aura exploded from him. Blood curse. Hold on, Qi Haoqing commanded as Mu Tianyuan unleashed an unstoppable force. The 5 exchanged glances, summoning an evil energy to shield themselves from Mu Tianyuan's fierce assault. This is power from the extraterritorial evil clan. Mu Tianyuan identified instantly from Qi Haoqing's dark aura. Mu Tianyuan, our Xuanling royal family nearly annihilated your Incense Pavilion in the last sect competition. We can do so again now. Qi Haoqing's eyes gleamed with malevolent crimson, pulsing with evil force from his blood curse. Let's end this. Knowing some Xuanling royal family and extraterritorial evil clan secrets, Mu Tianyuan smirked with a dangerous edge, amassing radiant aggression in his hands. Blood explosion. Break it. At Qi Haoqing's back, for Xuanling warriors poured evil power into him, culminating in a vivid crimson aura, sharp and sinister as blood. Let's see which is stronger, your Incense Pavilion's heaven-scorching mantra or the Blood Demon clan's blood explosion. Qi Haoqing's shout was accompanied by a massive, sinister skull of evil energy taking shape before him. Do you think senior brother can handle it? Among the 7 members of the Heaven Hall, Wan Yu spoke with some concern. He definitely can. Senior brother has gradually overcome his inner demons, and he's nearly reached the threshold of an early 8-star Do D. Third junior brother Huang Feikong replied with a smile. In that case, let's stay vigilant, Wan Yu responded, and all 6 of them held their breath. The humiliation of last time. I will erase it all now, said Mu Tianyuan. His entire being seemed to transform into a fierce giant eagle, its fiery red feathers adding a dominating presence that was as formidable as an eagle of doom. Heaven-scorching mantra. Blood burst. Two thunderous voices echoed through the space, shattering the silence. A collision between a blood-red skull and the fiery giant eagle sent ripples of invisible energy waves spreading out from the explosion's epicenter. Mu Tianyuan and Qi Haoqing locked eyes with each other, knowing full well that if their attack failed, the consequences could be dire. Damn it! If this goes on, we'll end up dead here eventually. Qi Haoqing, while continuously channeling evil energy to sustain the skull, desperately searched for a solution. His senses told him that if this deadlock continued, defeat would be inevitable for them. You four, lend your strength. Qi Haoqing suddenly turned back to the four weakened members of the Xuanling royal family standing behind him. Qi Haoqing, you can't. The four strong members of the Xuanling royal family started to protest, but were swiftly engulfed by an overwhelmingly evil aura, leaving behind only lingering flames in the air. As Qi Haoqing devoured the four strong members of the Xuanling royal family, his aura surged explosively, instantly reaching the level of an 8-star Do D. Ha ha ha. Mu Tianyuan, now let's see how you fight me. Blood burst explode. Qi Haoqing, with newfound strength, laughed and commanded. The fiery giant eagle was suddenly devoured by the blood-red skull, which then surged toward Mu Tianyuan with unstoppable force. The sudden turn of events shocked everyone present. The other 6 members of the Heaven Hall glanced at senior brother, whose gentle smile now carried an unmistakable intent to kill. Huff, huff. Qi Haoqing, your attack is impressive. But as the senior brother of the Incense Pavilion, I am not one to have an undeserved reputation, Mu Tianyuan said with a faint smile, showing no fear in the face of the approaching blood-red skull. Still being stubborn on the verge of death. Die. Qi Haoqing scoffed, believing his power, bolstered by devouring 4 strong warriors, was superior to Mu Tianyuan's. Then let me show you what the true heaven-scorching mantra is. Mu Tianyuan remained unhurried as he spoke calmly. What's happening? As Mu Tianyuan's words fell, an intense heat swept through the area, and the entire sky took on the deep red of fiery clouds, an uncanny sight. Stop acting mysterious. Qi Haoqing, though showing a hint of fear in his eyes, retorted. Heaven-scorching mantra, burn. Sensing Qi Haoqing's sudden fear, Mu Tianyuan let out a mighty shout. The fragmented fiery giant eagle began to emit rays of scorching light, each carrying an overwhelming aura of destruction, and struck the skull. Crack! Countless beams of intense light hit the skull, causing it to explode right before everyone's eyes, leaving no trace of the evil aura as it was entirely devoured by the scorching light. Our Incense Pavilion's Do Qi technique has always been of the fire attribute. While not as deadly to the extraterritorial evil clan as the Sacred Flame, it works wonders against your evil powers, Mu Tianyuan said with a steady smile after his victory. This doesn't look good. Run. Qi Haoqing's mind was now a shadow of its former self. Qi Haoqing, die. Mu Tianyuan's deep-seated hatred for the Xuanling royal family wouldn't allow him to let Qi Haoqing escape. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. I was forced by the Xuanling king. I can tell you the whereabouts of Fudong. As long as you spare me, I'll do anything you say. Go to hell. Mu Tianyuan moved with incredible speed, appearing right next to Qi Haoqing. With a concentrated burst of flame on his palm, he struck directly at Qi Haoqing's chest. Gulyalu. Though the attack was simple, it passed through the evil aura surrounding Qi Haoqing and hit his chest precisely. Thunk. Blood began to trickle slowly from the corner of Qi Haoqing's mouth, showing that his life force was rapidly diminishing from Mu Tianyuan's attack. Brothers, I have avenged you. Mu Tianyuan solemnly knelt and bowed towards the sky as he watched Qi Haoqing's life fade away. Senior brother. The 6 members of the Heaven Hall nodded joyfully. Senior brother, there is still a lot of the extraterritorial evil clan's aura within Qi Haoqing. Among the 7 of us, only you possess the power to eradicate them. So, please take action. Guan Yu spoke up softly after a moment. Understood. Mu Tianyuan agreed. He knew that the extraterritorial evil clan was incredibly resilient. If not completely eradicated, they could return anytime. Let the power of the extraterritorial evil clan vanish completely. After finishing his task, Mu Tianyuan unleashed an immense force towards Qi Haoqing. Sizzle! As Mu Tianyuan acted, a wisp of blood mist silently merged into Qi Haoqing's body from afar. Boom boom boom. The unrelenting attack hit Qi Haoqing's almost ethereal body with precision, yet Mu Tianyuan felt as if he had struck a solid rock. Ha ha ha. I have been reborn. The human body is exquisite. Years of my clan's erosion made it hostile towards me, but with its master now fallen, this body is completely mine. Suddenly, on the verge of death, Qi Haoqing stood up, looking fiercely at the nearby Mu Tianyuan. His body, once weak, now emitted an unprecedented blood-red aura. What is this power? How can it invade my mind? As Qi Haoqing transformed, Mu Tianyuan retracted his hand but still brought back traces of the blood-red aura. The moment it entered his body, Mu Tianyuan felt his insides churning, his very soul being eroded by the red aura. Huff, huff, huff. Stunned, Mu Tianyuan retreated dozens of meters away, using his inner cultivation technique to barely resist the aura's invasion. Senior brother, the 6 Heaven Hall disciples, who were initially smiling, now wore heavy expressions and surrounded Mu Tianyuan protectively. SSHHH. Humans truly are incomprehensible. In dire straits yet still concerned for others? Utterly laughable. That blood mist was part of the Blood Demon Envoy's power, which had escaped from the demon-suppressing domain. Severely weakened after being injured by ghost-faced Soul Flame's self-destruction, it attached itself to the fallen Qi Haoqing. Boastful words. Senior brother, you all should leave. Third brother Huang Feikong suggested, stepping forward to attack the Blood Demon Envoy, trying to buy time for them. Insignificant ant. The Blood Demon Envoy flicked a finger, sending Huang Feikong flying back with injuries. A single strike, heavily wounded. Stay back. Seeing this, the senior brother's eyes turned fierce. The enemy was incredibly formidable. You must be disciples of the Incense Pavilion? Fitting, since one of your disciples killed the 4 envoys of my Blood Demon clan. I shall collect a small interest from you now. The Blood Demon Envoy, shrouded in a blood-red aura, enveloped much of the area. Form the array. Knowing the gravity of the situation, Mu Tianyuan dared not delay. The 7 of them sat in formation, brilliant energy emanating from each. Under Mu Tianyuan's powerful scroll, a massive light shield emerged again. The array, bestowed by Zhu Jin, was designed to withstand even an 8-star Do-D. Ants. Moving slowly, the Blood Demon Envoy approached the struggling 7. Perish. Within moments, the envoy reached the boundary of the light shield and tapped lightly with a finger. Boom boom boom. The continuous explosions were deafening, and then the seemingly impenetrable barrier shattered in an instant. At the same time, the 7 members of Heaven Hall, protected by the barrier, spewed a mouthful of blood. A sense of impending doom clouded their hearts. Gulp. Devouring, you should restore some of my power. As these words echoed, the Blood Demon Envoy, approaching the severely injured Heaven Hall 7, wore an evil smile. Though he only possessed half of his original power now, being severely wounded in the demon-suppressing domain meant he could only handle ordinary early 8-star Do-Dis. If he encountered someone troublesome, he might get killed, hence his need to restore his strength by devouring human life. What on earth is this? The Heaven Hall 7 gazed in despair at this terrifying Blood Demon Envoy before them. The Blood Demon Envoy felt like a bottomless abyss, invoking shivers. With every step he took closer, the pressure on them intensified. Get them out of here. Mu Tianyuan, despite the fear consuming him, resolutely ordered, knowing that hesitating further would mean none of them could escape. None of you will escape. As Mu Tianyuan's words just fell, the Blood Demon Envoy detected their intentions and sneered. Soon, a dazzling blood-colored aura burst from the Blood Demon Envoy's body, trapping the Heaven Hall 7 instantly. Huff, huff. already gravely injured by the Blood Demon Envoy's attack. The Heaven Hall 7 could only watch helplessly as they were ensnared. This thing, it's eroding our life force. In less than 10 minutes, all our life force will be gone. We have to escape within 10 minutes. They struggled in vain against the imprisoning aura. Frowning, Mu Tianyuan spoke. Elder brother, this guy probably won't give us that chance. Elder brother hadn't finished speaking when Luan Yu interrupted, as a shocking scene unfolded. Ha ha ha. I won't give you any chance. Become my nourishment. The Blood Demon Envoy bellowed, and the blood-colored aura encompassing the Heaven Hall 7 began moving toward him. No. Seeing this, the Heaven Hall 7 panicked, unleashing all the power they could muster. Despite their power, against the Blood Demon Envoy, they were helpless. The blood-colored aura reached the Blood Demon Envoy, who opened his jaws wide, ready to swallow them. They knew the Blood Demon Envoy was terrifying. If swallowed, survival chances would be slim. Dare to harm our Incense Pavilion people, courting death. At that critical moment, a colossal flaming ruler, hundreds of feet long, shot towards the Blood Demon Envoy with overwhelming fiery strength, radiating an earth-toned flame. Xiao Yan, the Blood Demon Envoy, previously smug, gritted his teeth upon hearing that name, unwillingly ceasing his attack on the Heaven Hall 7 because the ruler carried the power of the sacred flame, and the heavily injured envoy dared not face it head-on. Blood Demon Envoy, remember me? Xiao Yan flashed forward, rescuing the blood-colored aura, knowing the Heaven Hall 7 were within. Humph! Xiao Yan, after you killed the Blood Demon 4 envoys, let's settle our scores from the demon-suppressing domain here. The Blood Demon Envoy boldly challenged Xiao Yan. Barely escaping last time in the demon-suppressing domain, this time, you won't be so lucky. Xiao Yan retorted grimly. Beyond everything else, this Blood Demon Envoy was the murderer of Yin Fudong and the mastermind behind controlling Yin Qi for personal and righteous reasons. As the master of the sacred flame, Xiao Yan had to eliminate him thoroughly. Little E, look after elder brother. This guy is mine. Xiao Yan eyed the ominous Blood Demon Envoy and tossed the blood-colored aura behind him. Where's my brother? Mu Yingying's eyes flickered, unable to sense Yin Qi's presence, not even through perception. All right. Before long, the blood aura was caught by a handsome figure, flanked by two others, and aimlessly gazing Yin Fudong and Mu Yingying. You're back? Master Brother exclaimed in surprise as he emerged from the ominous aura. This is Master Brother. Little E began, but before he could continue, Mu Tianyuan's gaze fell upon a figure not far away. The figure was remarkably poised, carrying an exquisite jade lute, exuding a gentle and elegant demeanor. This appearance was unforgettable to Mu Tianyuan and the 7 members of Heaven Hall, even unto death. The man before them, whose presence seemed divine, was none other than Yin Fudong, the disciple cherished like a son by their Incense Pavilion's master. This is Brother Yin Fudong. It seems he's lost his memory, but he's definitely not perished, Little E said, looking at the 7 astonished members of Heaven Hall, unsure of what to say. Brother Xiao Yan, please show your divine might for our Incense Pavilion. Upon hearing this, the 7 members fixed their gazes on Xiao Yan, who was confronting the Blood Demon Envoy in the sky, and in the next moment, they knelt before him. Only at this moment did the 7 members completely trust in Xiao Yan's potential and strength, placing the responsibility of the Incense Pavilion's banner on his shoulders. Don't worry. Today, this Blood Demon Envoy will surely be killed. Xiao Yan responded with a slight smile, acknowledging the grand gesture from the 7 members, which signified complete trust within the Incense Pavilion. You ignorant brat! In the demon-suppressing domain, you had the spirit of the Sacred Flame's help. Now, without the Sacred Flame's power, do you dare challenge me with a mere mid-7-star Do-D strength? The Blood Demon Envoy laughed uproariously at the display of bravery. Heh, the Blood Demon Envoy sure talks big, but who knows if his strength matches my expectations. Xiao Yan mused as an ancient rune, etched with countless complex symbols, stirred within him. Senior, if we join forces, what are our chances of taking him down for good? Xiao Yan couldn't help but ask. Why do you ask? This Blood Demon Envoy is nothing in my eyes, especially when only half of the Blood Demon Envoy's strength is present. The soul-devouring talisman replied, emitting mysterious ghostly energy from its runes. Kid, what power do you wield? How can it be so strange? The haughty Blood Demon Envoy's voice trembled as the black aura around Xiao Yan replaced the earthen yellow sacred flame power. As a Blood Demon Envoy, even while severely injured, his insight surpassed everyone present. The black aura on Xiao Yan seemed familiar, though distinct from the ghostly energy of the ghost realm. If common ghostly energy is eerie, the black aura enveloping Xiao Yan had a devouring intent that shook him to his core. What power? Why don't you try and find out? Xiao Yan challenged with a smile, watching the Blood Demon Envoy's countenance change to one of discomfort. Ghostly energy. Devouring power. Could it be the devourer of souls? Impossible. In the 7 realms, few humans reach master level. There's no way one would appear here, muttered the Blood Demon Envoy, shaking his head. Devourer of souls? Master power? Xiao Yan mentally noted these fragmented terms, hearing them for the first time. Forget about him. Finish him quickly. I have a feeling this guy stayed in the Blood River Expanse despite his injuries for another reason. The soul-devouring talisman advised. All right. Xiao Yan knew the soul-devouring talisman was his trump card, and enhancing its power was crucial. Foolish child, prepare to die. The Blood Demon Envoy charged at Xiao Yan, who met the assault unfazed. Boom, boom, boom. Their fearsome attacks clashed in the sky, locked in an intense battle. What is this black aura from brother? Little E asked, puzzled. It doesn't seem like ghostly energy, but it scares me as if touching it would lead to horrifying consequences. Brother, where have you been? Mu Yingying muttered softly, distracted, not noticing Xiao Yan. Meanwhile, In Fudong cradled the ghost-faced soul flame sacred flame crystal, which emitted a faint azure glow in response to the unusual energy from Xiao Yan. You lead our main force against the Xuanling royal family. This time, we must completely annihilate them, Mu Tianyuan uttered to the 6 people beside him after a brief pause. Senior brother, you should go. We can handle things here, suggested Little E after contemplating for a moment. All right, let's go. Mu Tianyuan glanced at In Fudong and Xiao Yan, a hint of relief in his eyes. He understood that the Incense Pavilion's hundreds of disciples would struggle against the Xuanling royal family without a leader. As soon as he finished speaking, he led the 7 from the Heaven Hall towards their main force, leaving Xiao Yan and 3 others behind to contend with the Blood Demon Envoy. These 2 characters. Little E shook his head slightly as he saw Mu Yingying and In Fudong showing no particular emotion. Big brother, you sure have a lot of secrets, Little E remarked with a smile, then immediately became vigilant, ready to act at any sign of danger to Xiao Yan. You scum. After some skirmishing, Xiao Yan realized the Blood Demon Envoy, despite only possessing mid-7-star Do-D strength, matched him blow for blow using that eerie black aura. This guy is definitely one of the top powers of the Blood Demon clan. The soul-devouring talisman murmured inside Xiao Yan. Though the fight earlier seemed evenly matched, the reality differed. The Blood Demon Envoy, although severely injured, had absorbed energy from Qi Haoqing and several Xuanling royal family strongmen, slightly restoring his strength. Xiao Yan temporarily used the soul-devouring talisman's power, but since it wasn't truly his own, he found himself at a disadvantage. Bang! 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 As Xiao Yan and the Blood Demon Envoy clashed and momentarily paused, both started pondering. This Blood Demon Envoy is not simple, the soul-devouring talisman remarked shortly afterward. Can you finish him in one strike? Xiao Yan asked in a serious tone. Since Xiao Yan knew the Blood Demon Envoy recognized the foreign nature of the power he was using, it was likely he'd try to stall. If delayed long enough for the power to fade, Xiao Yan feared he'd face a nearly inescapable death trap. Possibly. But I think the Blood Demon Envoy has a few more tricks up his sleeve. Though my power is temporarily at your disposal, my injuries are severe, and your strength is too weak to fully unleash it. You'll have to rely on yourself for the fatal strike. advised the soul-devouring talisman. Could the six-layered Skybreaker ruler work? Xiao asked gravely. No. Only the seventh ruler will suffice. The soul-devouring talisman replied solemnly, having underestimated the Blood Demon Envoy earlier. Understood. Xiao Yan nodded to himself, realizing he could manage the sixth ruler, but the seventh remained untried. Kid, your strength is baffling and foreign, but borrowed power is always limited. Once it fades, I'll ensure you wish for death that never comes. The Blood Demon Envoy taunted, bursting into laughter. As his laughs resounded, scarlet mists resembling thick smoke swirled once more around him, charging at Xiao Yan. Back. Realizing its malevolence, Xiao Yan knew that even a slight contact could cause significant harm internally. Acting swiftly, Xiao Yan's ghostly aura materialized into an ebony cage, firmly trapping the scarlet mist. By my calculations, the sex competition should be drawing to a close. Where was the exit point for the sect competition? You'll all become my perfect fodder. With Xiao Yan's defense holding, the Blood Demon Envoy turned and fled toward a particular direction. Blood Demon Envoy, there's no escape. Xiao Yan shouted, giving chase, energy coursing through him that promised a fatal blow. Isn't that the exit for the sect competition? What is this Blood Demon Envoy up to? Little E murmured as Xiao Yan and the Blood Demon Envoy vanished, then promptly led Mu Yingying and Yin Fudong in pursuit. As Xiao Yan and the Blood Demon Envoy disappeared, the heart of the Blood River expanse grew even livelier with the convergence of larger groups. In this expansive forest, lush greenery covered the surroundings with a mysterious shroud, and from every direction, a multitude of disciples from major sects gathered here. The sect competition was nearing its end, and several top sects, having secured their opportunities, prepared to leave, with the teleportation array located at the heart of the forest. The sect competition has almost reached its conclusion. It's quite strange, isn't it, that the four heavenly clans of the Xuanling royal family haven't been seen, said several figures with swords on their backs. These two individuals were none other than Jianxin, the senior brother of the 10,000 Sword sect, and Feng Lin of the ancient Desolation Palace. The barrier outside the sacred Flameland is too strong, so we couldn't enter it. I suspect it might be related to the Xuanling royal family and the Incense Pavilion, Jianxin said softly. The sacred Flameland is incredibly dangerous. It just wasn't meant for us. However, we did find some other opportunities because of it, Feng Lin laughed. Senior brother is right. Now that the sect competition is over, we should leave for now, said Feng Hong, a distinguished disciple. Let's go. This time, the biggest victor of the sect competition will likely emerge from the Xuanling royal family or the Incense Pavilion. We shouldn't interfere. I believe other super sects feel the same, Jianxin said slowly. In every sect competition, the Xuanling royal family and the Incense Pavilion fight fierce battles. Although other super sects also suffer some losses, they are minimal. Let's go. After saying this, the two headed towards the center of the forest. As these leaders moved toward the teleportation formation, the strong members from other super sects followed. Sister, we haven't encountered Xiao Yan and the others. What should we do? Lin Zhu asked the senior sister of the poison sect. The 10,000 Flowers Pavilion is also preparing to leave. We should go too. The people from the Incense Pavilion probably have their own confidence, though I have a feeling something's off with the Blood River expanse. The senior sister of the poison sect said, heading towards the forest center. As more and more strong individuals headed towards the forest center, an incredibly spectacular scene slowly unfolded. How did it go? A man at the forefront, wearing a mystical robe with a prominent Xian character on it, asked. Reporting, my lord. The disciples of the Incense Pavilion and other super sects are gathering around the forest, likely attempting to leave using the teleportation formation, the newly arrived figure said respectfully. Humph. A bunch of cowardly fools. In previous sect competitions, because our Xuanling royal family was weak, we could only attack the Incense Pavilion, unable to kill disciples from other super sections. But this time is different. Transmit my order. Gather the disciples of the Xuanling royal family, form a formation. This time, will make the entire mystic three heavens shake. Swoosh, said the leader menacingly. Yes, my lord. The follower responded respectfully and went to prepare. Blood Demon Envoy, your plan is about to commence. If the Blood Demon Envoy absorbs the strength of countless super sect disciples, once his power is regained, he can help our Xuanling royal family unify the mystic three heavens. But it's strange that the Xuanling king hasn't informed me. Never mind, when you're out, the command can't always be followed. Let's assist the Blood Demon Envoy for now. After the man in the mystic robe finished speaking, the evil aura around him intensified, and his power subtly rose to the early 8-star Do-D, reaching the limits of the Blood River expanse. So quiet. Jianxin and Feng Lin had just arrived outside the formation when a massive circular formation appeared, enveloped in a yellow barrier, yet the air there was strikingly silent. The old teleportation formation wasn't like this, Jianxin said solemnly, then added. Strangely, when he first set eyes on the formation covered with various runes, a chill crept into his heart. Act now, or things might change. Feng Lin said, not knowing why, but he felt urgency. Clatter. As soon as Feng Lin's voice dropped, a brilliant life force emerged from both of them, precisely hitting the barrier of the formation. This action was evidently to activate the teleportation formation. This isn't a teleportation formation. As soon as their attack struck the formation's yellow barrier, a blood-red aura spread rapidly. Facing the blood-red aura, Feng Lin and Jianxin's expressions turned serious. Ha ha ha. Feng Lin, Jianxin, you two old relics. Suddenly, a man dressed in a mysterious robe flickered into view from the formation's center. Xian Wanjin? Weren't you already dead? How is this possible? Jianxin said in disbelief as he witnessed the scene. In front of him, Xian Wanjin, a powerhouse from his era, had possessed strength surpassing even the 4 heavenly clans. These matters need not concern you. All the disciples entering the Blood River expanse this time will be annihilated here. The man in the dark robe, Xian Wanxin, let out an evil laugh. As soon as Xian Wanxin's words fell, the transmission array, veiled in a yellow light curtain, suddenly exuded a suffocating and malevolent aura. This bastard has actually tampered with the transmission array. This could be trouble. As this scene unfolded, other powerful figures arrived at the scene, witnessing Xian Wanxin's actions. Can we break this array if we combine all our strength? Shortly after, Wudu's voice floated over to the leaders of the supreme sects. I'm afraid not. Seeing this, everyone shook their heads. They couldn't grasp the terror of this array, but even a trace of its aura was enough to make everyone so fearful, which clearly showed its formidable power. Sigh, let's retreat. This time, the disaster likely befalls mystic 3 heavens. Feng Lin shook his head and spoke. Following Feng Lin's words, the other strong figures of the supreme sects also retreated one after another. Clearly, this array was beyond their combined strength to break. Ha ha ha. Don't worry. Not a single person here will escape. Blood Demon Array. Coagulate Blood River. Watching the numerous retreating formidable figures, Xian Wanxin's face showed a touch of madness as he shouted explosively. As Xian Wanxin acted, the array filled with a blood-red malevolent aura began emitting an immensely powerful suction force, drawing in everything from all directions with madness.